Hello, and welcome to Knights of the Nerds Table, and Happy New Year. My name is Dieter, and did you know that Rian Johnson has a TV show coming out? Well, if you didn't, stick around, because I am about to tell you everything that you need to know before you watch Rian Johnson's Poker Face. First things first. If you don't know who he is, Rian Johnson is a writer-director probably best known around the internet for the absolute masterpiece that is The Last Jedi. Don't at me. But before he split the Star Wars fandom in half, Johnson was a fairly successful filmmaker, responsible for movies like 2005's Brick, 2008's The Brothers Bloom, and most successfully 2012's Looper. Now, I confess, I haven't actually seen any of these movies, mostly because I have no free time, but Rian Johnson's recent works have convinced me that I should probably put them all on my shortlist. In 2019, Rian Johnson decided that the best thing to do after the giant spectacle of his Star Wars film was to scale way down and release an homage to the works of Agatha Christie, set in a creepy New England mansion and featuring an all-star cast led by James Bond himself, Daniel Craig. Craig plays the last great detective, Benoit Blanc, a man whose legendary investigative skills are second only to his legendarily camp Southern drawl. This film, Knives Out, took the world by storm. Now, I won't be spoiling this or any other film in this video, but I think it's reasonable to say that Knives Out was a huge success. The film earned a $311 million box office compared to its $40 million production budget, and it is the only thing that I remember film Twitter talking about in November of 2019. It's hard to single out any one thing that made Knives Out the hit that it was, mostly because this movie kind of had everything going for it. Gorgeous cinematography, a group of A-list actors, most of whom were clearly having the time of their lives, portraying just the absolute worst possible human beings, and an extremely timely commentary on class and immigration. All this on top of a genius mystery that simultaneously honors the works that came before it, while subverting, and then double subverting, your expectations. Like I said, no spoilers, you'll need to see the movie to see what I'm talking about. Whatever it was that was in the air in November of 2019, Knives Out was a hit, and production companies definitely noticed. Not long after Knives Out released, Searchlight Pictures, a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company, announced See How They Run, a period mystery starring Sam Rockwell and Saoirse Ronan, set around the West End production of Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap. Meanwhile, Netflix locked Rian Johnson into a deal to make at least 2 new sequels to Knives Out, the first of which, Glass Onion, released in November of 2022 in a limited theatrical run, before dropping on the streaming service in December. Since that movie is even newer, I will say even less about it, and just tell you to go watch it as soon as possible. But after this video, please. And all that brings us to now, January of 2023, where Rian Johnson is about to release his first ever TV show, a mystery show starring Natasha Lyonne of Russian Doll fame by the name of Poker Face. Here's what we know so far. Poker Face will run for 10 episodes and air on the streaming service Peacock, with the first 4 episodes dropping on January 26th. Poker Face tells the story of Charlie Cale, played by Lyonne. Charlie is a casino worker on the run with a natural talent for telling when a person is lying. The show will be a case of the week format, with each episode presenting Charlie with a new mystery, cast of characters, and settings to interact with. This will, of course, present us with an eclectic group of guest stars throughout the series, including Adrienne Brody, Jamila Jamil, Luis Guzman, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, among others. An interesting wrinkle to the format is that, unlike the whodunit format of, say, a Poirot mystery, or, of course, Knives Out, where the audience must wait for the detective to uncover the murderer, Poker Face will be a how catch-em. For those not familiar with the term, a how catch-em, also called an inverted detective story or a reverse whodunit, is a style of mystery story popularized by the 1968 mystery TV show Columbo, where the audience is told who the killer is right from the very start. The mystery and drama are derived from finding out how the detective will expose the murderer. Outside of that, further plot details are sparse, but from the description we do have, I expect that the reason for Charlie being on the run will serve as an overarching thread to tie together the series. I am honestly so excited for this show. Despite being a murder mystery, this is still pretty new territory for Rian Johnson. Johnson has some history with TV. He famously directed 3 episodes of Breaking Bad, Fly, 51, and Ozymandias. But this is the first time that he has written for TV, and I can't wait to see how his subversive way of writing impacts the Case of the Week format that will be presented in Poker Face. And speaking of Case of the Week, I am thrilled with how much the trailers make this show look like a Case of the Week show on a prestige budget. See, most Case of the Week shows, your NCISs, your CSIs, your SVUs, and your other assorted alphabet soup propaganda, are run on primetime network budgets. That means that they are shot, written, and produced relatively cheaply and quickly. Now, don't get me wrong, I love procedural television as much as the next blue-blooded American, but it is the McDonald's French fry of television genres. It's delicious in the moment, but ultimately forgettable, mass-produced, bad for you in large quantities, and if you think about it too closely, you'll probably realize that it's doing more than a little bit of damage to American society. Even when you come across real gems of the genre, like Psych, Burn Notice, or really any other show that came out of USA's Blue Sky era, you'll notice that the shows look kind of bland. There's lots of basic office sets, very simple and functional costuming, with basic talking heads and shot-reverse shot direction. Then you have Poker Face, which, based on the trailer, looks like it's being shot as though nobody told Rian Johnson that he wasn't shooting a movie. There are gorgeous costumes. It looks like really creative shots, lush and eclectic sets. It doesn't just look good, it looks good. So, I don't know about you, but I can't wait to get to know Charlie Cale on January the 26th. If you do watch, stop in here and leave a comment letting me know what you thought. And if you don't plan on watching, tell me what your favorite shows are. In the meantime, thank you so much for stopping by. I've been Dieter, this has been Knights of the Nerds Table, and hey, have a great day.